Some questions that you may have asked yourself after playing the most recent entry to the God of War series might be, has Kratos gotten weaker? Is Kratos becoming old, tired, or just washed up? Could he be acting more wise and calm for the sake of grooming his son into a decent person? Yeah, you get the point. But in reality, Kratos hasn't really lost a step at all. He's still the same person that was capable of causing mass destruction back in the days of ancient Greece. I mean, the guy went toe-to-toe with Baldur several times, and in case you forgot, Baldur is the guy who, well, knocked the world serpent out cold in a couple of punches. And during their first fight, Kratos and Baldur ended up splitting the earth. If that isn't just a slight display of godly strength, I don't know what is. So what I'm really trying to get at is, Kratos only seems weaker, or older, because he's under the influence of his own ignorance. If we look back on the issues with Atreus before learning about his godhood, he was a very sickly child, as Kratos was never even going to take him on the journey to spread Faye's ashes due to his history of sickness, and was only forced to because his location was compromised. The kid was even close to dying at around the halfway point of the game because of his sickness, all due to not knowing of his godly nature. Now, one may argue, but Kratos never said he wasn't a god and always knew of being a god. While true, Kratos also seems to have even journeyed to Scandinavia in the first place to escape his old life, and to live an entirely new one as a human. One of the main points of the plot to this game is the fact that Kratos is desperately trying to forget who he is and run away from his own past. He doesn't want anyone to know who he really is, and he's ashamed of himself. He's made it his purpose to replace his old life with a new one, but as we can tell, that isn't going to happen. As I've said before, wherever Kratos goes, tragedy follows. Kratos' own godly power is being inhibited by this idea of a normal life, and while by the end of the game he's acknowledged who he really is, I know he's still trying to do whatever he can to hold up that facade that he's been maintaining. He's doing all of this for his son. He doesn't want Atreus exposed to all the unmerciful carnage and destruction that the gods are capable of. If so, he would have made the decision to go after the rest of the gods after killing Baldur. The only reason why Kratos had any sort of interaction with any of the Norse gods was because they were simply roadblocks on the journey. While at the end of the game we find out that all of these mentioned interactions were set up to happen and prophesied, Kratos still wanted nothing to do with it. Kratos knows that by nature, gods are cruel and merciless beings, only after becoming more powerful in order to pursue some ultimate goal and enforcing worship and punishment for blasphemy through any means. And who was the Kratos that we've always known? A cruel, merciless being, only after the power to destroy those who have wronged him. And for a time, he performed his duties as god of war to strike fear into the people of Greece in the name of Sparta. So, we can conclude that by denying his true godly nature, Kratos has put himself into a situation where he won't be strong enough to put up a fight against the more powerful gods, such as Thor, Odin, or even Freya. Soon enough, though, Kratos won't even need to worry about this in the slightest, because whether he knows it or not, he's about to return to this old way of living. We have already seen what he's capable of when he fights the Norse gods on his journey, and those guys didn't even directly have any problems with Kratos to start with, and vice versa. Now that he has made it personal, and will soon have Thor coming after him, Kratos is going to unleash his true power, and his rage will become uncontrollable as it once was. Especially after what we've already previously discussed occurs, he'll have no other choice, as he is once again going to be at war with the gods and will ultimately have nothing left to lose. And there's only one way that he's going to let it end, with all of the gods dead at his feet. But who's to know what'll come afterwards? As always, thanks for watching, everyone. And do like and share this video if you feel the need. See you soon.